Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, Rich Rising, top of the grind. Beautiful Wednesday. Today, I'm coming in with a presentation that I've been working on. This is also the beginning of a series of presentations that I'll be coming out with every so occasionally, to spread awareness, love, information, guidance. This the shit that be on my mind. Understanding, all that good stuff. So today we talking about 12. Like you'll see 12 in a lot of different places. You got in America we got 12 months. There's 12 zodiac signs. There's 12 cell sorts. So we're gonna talk about all this. And then but I don't go over all of it. So if there's anything that you know about that you may want to question on, or add to the discussion, leave a comment. Other than that, like, share, and subscribe. Do leave a comment. Love, hate, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. So the dynamics of 1 and 2, cosmic blueprint. The true power of 12 lies in the dynamic relationship between its constituent forces, 1 and 2. The number represents initiation in the divine spark, the yang principle of creation, leadership, and new beginnings. It is the source point, the unified whole from which all arises. The number 2 represents harmony, the yang principle of cooperation, reflection, and duality. It is the necessary bridge, the mirror, the container that gives you form and balance to the original impulse. Together they form the cosmic dance of creation and reflection. Mirrored perfectly in the 12 signs of the zodiac, each sign from the pioneering fire of Aries to the transcendental waters of Pisces is an individual note in the grand symphony of the divine world whole. Working in cooperative resonance to express the full spectrum of existence. See where we at. Unity behind apparent divergence. The next slide. What appears as conflict between signs, such as the opposition of Cancer's nurturing sensitivity and Capricorn's structured discipline, is not disorder, but divine design. Each polarity is a perfect counterbalance, ensuring that the ecosystem of 12 functions as a self-correcting ecosystem of consciousness. Through this interplay, we witness the emergence of the third principle, 3, the creative synthesis born from unity, 1, and duality, 2. This same truth manifests through the 12-fold color spectrum. Pure white light refracts through the prism of duality, producing 12 vibrational frequencies of color. Science explains this through photon wavelength and human perception, while spirituality recognizes it as the song of light itself. Neither view negates the other. Rather, they converge in a sacred harmony that honors both physics and metaphysics. The 12-fold template, dimensions, and cellular structure. The dynamic of 1 and 2 building to 12 reveals itself across all scales of existence. In the microcosm, the 12 dimensions represent stages of consciousness unfolding from unity into structure. In the microcosm, the 12 biochemical cell salts acts as mineral frequencies that sustain the physical temple. Each salt corresponds to one zodiac sign, forming the bodily architecture that allows spirit to inhabit matter. When one of these frequencies fall into deficiency, whether energetically or materially, disharmony arises. Understanding this pattern allows the healer to restore equilibrium between the physical and subtle bodies, bridging heaven and earth within the human forms. Now, right here, these frequencies, the physical and the subtle bodies. Now, in the physical, this will be referred to as the lower dimensions, and the subtle bodies will be the higher dimensions. This will be what I'm about to say is something for another episode, but these things can be interchanged and flipped in reverse in ways. So, but with that being said, we're gonna move on. The power of belief and personal value. Ultimately, the strength of these esoteric systems does not depend on empirical validation alone, but on the belief that meaning can be drawn from them, whether perceived as energetic realities or psychological archetypes. Their purpose is the same: to provide a language of order through which we interpret life's apparent chaos. To work with the structure of 12 is to claim a map of mastery, a lens that reveals coherence where once there was confusion. Through belief, focus, and understanding, the seeker transforms abstract symbolism into living wisdom. Using this cosmic code, not merely to understand the universe, but to embody harmony within it. Practical ways to perceive the principles of 1 and 2. Understanding the 1 and the 2 dynamic is not just an intellectual exercise, it's a sensory, emotional, experimental awareness practice. To perceive these principles is to learn how creation and reflection actually feel in your body, your breath, and relationships. Observation of initiation and response. 1 and 2 in dialogue. Practice. Throughout your day, notice when you initiate something, a thought, word, or movement, then pause to observe what life reflects back. Example, you speak an idea, someone responds with feedback. The space between you and your action and the world's response is the living dialogue of creation. Integration. Journal or voice record your observation for 3 days. Title them Seeds and Mirrors. Just so y'all know, I use ChatGPT for this part right here. But it's all based off of things that I've done already. But just the word structure, so take it with some salt. Anyway, ask, what was I was I acting from impulse or inspiration? How did the world mirror me? The purpose of this, it trains the awareness of cause and reflection, how your frequency initiates reality's tone. Now, that's the end of this, but since it's my first time on my own, expand on some more things. This was meant to be a live video with a musical segment in the beginning with some banter, maybe some talking to the comment section or whatever. But it ain't work out that way. Technology ain't on my side right now. Cause I already had this pre-set up, but then things didn't quite go as planned. But going forward, everything will advance and continue to grow. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to like. Feel free to share. I love y'all. Peace.